All right, we're here with Stanford defensive coordinator Lance Anderson coming off a Wednesday's practice, and you had a smile on your face as you walked over. So how do you think it went today?
I thought we had a good day, good physical practice, last real hard work day of the week. So I'm pleased with the last 2 days and where we are right now.
So Coach Whittingham has talked about this week how he's seen a lot more man-to-man from you guys this year, and I'm just wondering to the extent which that's actually the truth and what's kind of driven that.
You know, we have played more man or match coverages this year. I think a lot of it has been able to put us in a situation where we can stop the run, and we needed a little bit more help getting guys in the box where maybe we're not quite as big up front, we're not as experienced up front, so we're needing to add numbers, so playing more man type coverage.
And then Justin Reed talked about a little wrinkle in the Utah passing game. He says they tend to run their routes a little bit longer than what you normally see, so the breaks on a 5-yard route are suddenly becoming breaks on an 8 or 9-yard route. How much does that affect what you guys do and how you get ready for them?
Obviously it affects the DBs. They've got to cover a little bit longer for them. Up front, that means we need to get there, get some pressure on it. If they're going to hold it a little bit longer and throw a little bit more things a little bit deeper down the field, we need to find some ways to create some pressure and get to the quarterback a little bit.
Have you seen that in the film you've watched? Are they holding on to it just a little longer for those routes?
They do. I think part of their philosophy is to run the ball, be physical running the football, and use that to set up the play action game where maybe they're going to take some deeper down the field shots. And they've got Carrington's an outstanding receiver, and they've had some big plays with him this year. So we've got to be ready for that stuff down the field.
So Clay Helton this week talked about the fact that Washington State's defensive lineman Hercules, we're just going to go with his first name, he's earned that status, I think, but he was one of the few players that they ever had the game plan individually for. Has there been a guy that good this year that you guys have had to plan around, or can you recall having to do that?
Well, for us, defensively, I think each week there are some really good guys, skill guys on the offensive side of the ball that we have to have a special plan for. When you're playing Sam Darnold and Josh Rosen, and then the skill player like a receiver like N'Keal Harry last week, I mean, we've got to have a special plan for those guys. And that's this week. Carrington is such a big weapon for those guys in their throwing game that we've got to have a little bit of a plan for him, ways to take him away.
So just one last thing, the Salt Lake Gazette, I think, spotlighted the fact that Stanford has a number of players from the Beehive State. It's a bit of a homecoming for you as well. What are your thoughts on going back for this game? Does it have a little more for you just because of where it's being played?
It is a little, during the week you don't think much about it because you're in your normal routine of preparation, and it's like preparing for any other opponent. But I think when we get there, when the whole thing all sets in, I think it is because it's close to home for me. I have a lot of family in that area. Grew up close to that area. Recruit that area and recruited that area for a long time. And we have been able to get several Utah kids over the last few years that have been good players for us. And I know Dalton Schultz is real excited to, be able to play at home. It's the most disappointing thing about Sean Barton's injury is he was looking so forward to this game. He had this game, circled on his calendar for so long. So I think it does have some special meaning to some of us.
All right. That's Stanford defensive coordinator Lance Anderson.